What is up, everybody? We are back here at King Film Sports for the 2022 way too early World Cup prediction. I'm going to be going through all of the groups, telling you the winners, how many points I think every team will get in the group stage. Then I'll be filling out the knockout stage bracket with my group stage predictions in mind, and then we will crown a champion. So, first we kick it off here with Group A, and this one by far has to be the weakest group on the board, as the Pod A team was Qatar, who only got that spot because they are the host. So in this one, taking the Netherlands, they are a big favorite in this group, and I think rightly so. They have a lot of talent here. Qualification was very easy for them. They did great in the Euros last year, just tripped up, bad circumstances in that Czech Republic game, lost that one 2-0, but they had 9 points in an easy group there. I think they get 9 points in this one. All three easy wins. Second place, the other team to advance to the knockout stage from this group, give me Senegal. I think they are the best African nation in this World Cup. Let me know in the comments what you think about that take. But I think they will advance here, as I think they're better than Ecuador and Qatar. And I like Sadio Mane. I think he's going to have a couple goals in this World Cup. I think they're going to get a win against Qatar. And Ecuador, very close team to Senegal. They could honestly advance, I think, as well. But the first fixture of the tournament is going to be Qatar versus Ecuador. I think that one is going to be a draw, which is what is going to hold back Ecuador with just 2 points to Senegal's 4. So I think Senegal and Dutch advance in that group. Next, we got the Group B table, and this one is a very tasty group, as we got England, the U.S., Iran, and the playoff winner. Now, I chose Wales to be the playoff winner because it's going to be Scotland versus Ukraine, and then the winner of that's going to take on Wales. So the most safe option was Wales. And in this group, give me England to top it at 7 points. Notice I didn't give them the full 9. I think they're going to have a tough match with the U.S. in their second game, and I think that one is going to be a draw. These two teams duked it out back in 2010, and it was a draw at 1-1. And I know England has had a bit of a renaissance with Gareth Southgate as the new manager. 2018 World Cup, they went to the semis. Last year's Euros, they went to the final. Maybe some say should have won, but they did have a very easy path to the final, I must point out. And they are always a bit fraudulent in the group stage, so watch out. I think any of these teams could challenge them. Second place, I'm taking the U.S. A lot of young talent, and I think they're being slept on. Right now, they have the worst odds to win this group. Wouldn't shock me if they won the group. They have a lot of European talent right now playing in those leagues over there, so I think they definitely could pull off a shocker here, but give me them to get second place. Wales at third. I think they could also advance. They could give England a run for their money as well. They got some great forward talent. Gareth Bale. They also got Ramsey there. Made a pretty good run in the Euros last year. And then Iran. I know I'm giving them 0 points, but they are also a feisty competitor. Would not shock me if they got out of the group either. But for this one, I'm taking England and USA to top the group. Next, we got Group C. And in this one, we got Argentina, Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. And I think it's Argentina's job really just to top the group here. I think they are firmly the best team in this group. I think this is Messi's last ride, and he really doesn't have the role that he used to have on, like a, say, 2014 or 2015, 2016 Argentina team. He's taken a step back. He still will get a couple goals in this tournament, though. But I think he doesn't have all of the pressure on his shoulders like he once did, which I think frees him up. So give me Argentina to get 9 points there, win all their games. Then I'm taking Mexico narrowly over Poland. I know Lewandowski's going to have a great tournament. He's one of the best goal scorers in the world. And Mexico not looking too great in CONCACAF qualification. But I do think they are just a little bit better than Poland. They are the class of CONCACAF as it stands perennially. So I think they just narrowly edge out Poland on goal difference, although it could go either way between those teams. Next group, we get to Group D, and I'm taking France to top the group at 9 points. World Cup champions. And I know there is a trend that the World Cup champion tends to not make it out of the group stage, but I think they'll buck this trend here. I mean, I don't think they can conceivably lose any games, maybe Denmark, but I think worst case is probably a draw there. So I think they're firmly in first place with all of their talent. And they also did get shocked in the round of 16 of the Euros last year. So I think that is the wake-up call that they needed. Next, Denmark at 6 points. Obviously, great story last year with Eriksson going down in the Euros and then them fighting for him, getting all the way to the semifinal there. I don't think that they're going to make a big run in this tournament, but this is a relatively easier group, so I think they do beat both Peru and Tunisia. Peru, great Common Bowl competitor. Wouldn't shock me if they were able to beat Denmark out for that second spot, but I think Denmark has the better talent, so give me Denmark to finish second there. And then Tunisia, this is their second straight World Cup, but they didn't do much in the last one. I don't think they get a point here. I think they lose all their games there. Next, we get to Group E, where we have two headliners to start the group, Germany and Spain. Then you also got Costa Rica and Japan. For first place in this group, narrowly going to take Germany over Spain. Both teams getting 7 points, but I think Germany gets the better goal differential there. I think Germany got shocked in the 2018 World Cup, didn't make it out of the group after winning in 2014. And then in the Euros last year, they were in a very tough group, cutthroat there, barely made it out, and then lost to England in a home game basically for England in the round of 16. So I think they deserve better for how much talent they have, and I think they will reap the rewards of that in this tournament. I think they do top the group. Spain had a good run in last year's Euros, and they did have a good qualification. I just think they're a little bit worse on the talent side than Germany, so give me them to finish second. Costa Rica and Japan have been known to get some shocking results in their favor in the last couple World Cups, but I just don't think that one happens here with two powerhouses like Germany and Spain in the group, so I think they finished third and fourth respectively. Next, we get to Group F, and this one, relatively weaker group, I must say, especially at the top. So you got Belgium at 9 points. I think they are firmly the best team in this group. I think they win all three of their games, even though they have declined a bit from the 2018 World Cup. The Golden Generation, this is probably their last major tournament here, so they're going to be going for glory. And then second place, I'm going to give the nod to Canada. I know this may be a bit of an upset, but Croatia, I mean, you talk about a Belgian aging team. Croatia also in their Golden Generation, I think they're aging more. And I think they're almost done with this current roster of players. They really need a new generation, some new young talent, which I don't think they really have just yet. Still on paper, they're probably a better team than Canada, but Canada played excellently through all of CONCACAF qualification. Alphonso Davies, if he is good to play in the tournament, I like Canada to get the second place spot here and narrowly edge out Croatia on goal differential there. Morocco did a good job to make the World Cup for the second straight time, but I think they finished last with 0 points there. Next, we get into Group G, where we have Brazil at the top with 7 points. I think Brazil is probably a little overrated in this World Cup. People are just crowning them as the favorites. I don't really think they deserve that. They definitely have a lot of talent, but not as much as some of these other top European teams. Not to mention that they didn't even win the Copa America last year. They lost in the final to Argentina. So I'm not very bullish on them, but they are the best team in this group. So I think they advance, get first place. Second place, narrowly giving it to Switzerland over Serbia. It's worth noting that these three teams at the top here were in the same group in 2018, and it finished like this, 1, 2, 3. So give me Switzerland. They have a lot of talent there. They always seem to get to the knockout stage in these major tournaments. Serbia has a lot of talent. Wouldn't surprise me if they gave Brazil or Switzerland a run for their money, but I have them finishing at third with 4 points. Then Cameroon, I have them in last with 4 points. They just do not match up talent-wise to these other countries. Next, we get to the final group, Group H, and this one is wide open really at the top. I mean, I'm going to say Portugal gets first place, but conceivably any of these teams could get a couple upsets and then get to the top of the group. But Portugal, this is probably Ronaldo's last run in the tournament. He did win the Euros in 2016, but other than that, Portugal hasn't seen a lot of success in major tournaments. I think they do have a lot of young talent. João Felix could have a breakout in this tournament for Portugal, and I do think Ronaldo always puts up a lot of goals. So give me them to finish first. Then Uruguay, second. I mean, I think Ghana or South Korea could challenge them here, but I will have them ahead just because of their past tournament success. Although their team is aging now and they need more young talent to step up here in this tournament if they want to advance. Then next, Ghana, back in the tournament. They did have a lot of success back in the day, 2006, 2010, 2014. They were always a mainstay in the tournament. I think they get a couple draws here. I think they are able to draw with Uruguay and South Korea, but I think they lose to Portugal there and unfortunately get out with 2 points. Then South Korea, they had a big shocker in the last World Cup beating Germany. I just don't see enough talent here to give them the nod over these other teams, so I have them in last with 1 point. So now we get into the knockout stage, what everyone is waiting for, who I will have winning the World Cup in 2022. So we start out here with the round of 16, Netherlands versus the USA. Very interesting matchup here. And I think Netherlands is not the most talented team, although they are a lot more talented than the US. Still, I think US with Greg Berhalter, I think they could make a run here, and this definitely is a winnable game for them, but the Dutch have more talent, so I'll give the Netherlands that victory there. They're just a more solid team at this point. Next, we got Argentina and Denmark. I don't think Messi's final run ends against this Denmark team. I think Argentina has too much talent, and I think they do advance there. Next, we got Germany and Canada. It was a great run for Canada, but I think this German team runs all over them. This could get ugly there. 4 to 5 goal victory, I think, going the Germans' way. Then we got a South American contest between Brazil and Uruguay. These two teams are very familiar with each other, and thus I think this one could be going to extra time, maybe some penalties, but I gotta take the better team here in Brazil to advance there. Then we get to the other side of the bracket where we have England and Senegal. I think England makes light work of the Senegal team. I think they score a lot of goals in that one, so give me England to advance there. Then we get to France versus Mexico. And Mexico seems to always be in this spot in the round of 16 where they're just up against a better team. I think it may be like 6 or 7 tournaments in a row that they've been eliminated in the World Cup in the round of 16. I think the trend continues. I think they lose to the reigning world champs in France there. France is just a far superior team, and I just do not think this Mexico team is as good as they've had in the past. Then we get to Belgium versus Spain. This is a very good matchup here as Spain finished second in their group. So we get this one in the round of 16. I think Belgium narrowly wins this one, although it's probably headed to penalties. I just love the talent up front that this Belgium team has. Their last hurrah with Lukaku, De Bruyne, Hazard coming back into his own. So I like this Belgium team narrowly, although you could easily make an argument that Spain wins the game. Last one, we got Portugal versus Switzerland, and I think this one could go either way. It's probably headed to extra time or penalties as well, but give me this Portugal team. I just don't think that Ronaldo's run ends quite yet. So now we head to the quarterfinal round. We got some great matchups. First, Netherlands v Argentina, rematch of the 2014 semifinal. But in this one, I have it going the other way. Give me Netherlands to advance to the semifinal. I'm not particularly fond of Argentina talent-wise, and I think it's going to take a big effort from Messi here if they want to get past this Dutch team. I don't know that he has it at this point in his career, so give me this Netherlands team. They just have great team chemistry, and I think with a better manager as opposed to last year in the Euros, they will be able to make a bigger run here. Then we got Germany versus Brazil. Two of the teams with the most success historically in this tournament, and give me Brazil narrowly to advance in this one. I think this one's very close, but I just will take Brazil. A little bit more cohesion and creativity on the offensive end. I think that wills them to this victory, but again, very close. Then we got England and France. I mean, this will be very entertaining. Narrowly give me England to buck the world champions. Give me England to win this game and advance to the semifinals. It's going to be a massive game, but I think Harry Kane has a late winner there to dispose of this French team. Then we get to Belgium, Portugal. Saw this in the round of 16 last year's Euros. I think we get the same result. I think Belgium's just the better team. So give me them to win there. So now we have our semifinal set. Netherlands versus Brazil and England versus Belgium. And in this first one, give me the Netherlands to advance past Brazil. As I've said, I think this Brazil team is overrated. And I think this Netherlands just path to the final is looking very easy for them. So I think they advance to the final here. And then on the other side, I will take Belgium to beat England. You know, probably England has more young talent at this point, but I just think this seasoned Belgium team, knowing that it's their last ride, will make a great run here. And I think they do what it takes to get past England. And then in the final, we got the bordering nations of Netherlands and Belgium, both going for their first World Cup trophy, first star on the logo. And in this one, narrowly going to be taking the Netherlands to get the victory in the World Cup final over Belgium. I mean, these two teams, if they were facing in the final, it would be a very, very entertaining game, probably high scoring as well. Give me Netherlands. I think they do what it takes to beat this Belgian team. I just think they are a little bit better there. So with that being said, I have Netherlands winning in my way too early World Cup prediction. Let me know who your guys' champion is down below. Let me know any hot takes, disagreements you have in the comments down below. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.